I got a phone call from a reporter. He said, we're having Oz Pearlman on. We saw your YouTube video. I really want to challenge him. What do you think I should ask him?
I'm sure you've gone online and seen some of the community of critics out there who have accused you of wearing a fake thumb to be able to secretly write something. You're laughing.
And I said, ask him this question. When you sat down with Joe Rogan, did you or did you not have that 4-digit number before you entered the room? She makes a mistake here. She asks the wrong question and it allows him an escape route.
To go so far as to have someone on your team follow someone like a Joe Rogan around so that you could secretly see his ATM code before you sat down face to face.
I love that.
He's framing this as though that's a good thing. Wait a minute, we are talking about an ethical line here. How about you actually answer this question?
How about you give me a yes or no that's actually not true or false, first of all?
I can't answer every single one.
It's one question. How about you just answer this question? And he knows he has to, but listen to this response.
But man, if you think that I followed Joe Rogan around to get his ATM PIN code, I love that answer. But no, I did not follow Joe Rogan around.
Of course you didn't follow Joe Rogan around. You're already famous. You're Oz Pearlman. If you were going to take that route and have someone in the field using the device, it's definitely not going to be you. Versus a computer, which is also very likely. He has a background in bank software. He's able to take this grain of truth, so technically he's not lying. No, I didn't follow Joe Rogan around.
No, I did not follow Joe Rogan around. If you have these theories, that means I'm in your brain. I'm taking up real estate in your mind.
I assure you, you are taking very little real estate up in my mind. This is not difficult. It turns out this reporter was calling me in regards to the 60 Minutes interview. And I told her flat out, if he does the writing the name down trick on you, don't let him use his clipboard. He won't be able to do it.
Then, at the end of our interview, he asked me to name a place I've always wanted to go, but have never been.
But he's so good at controlling the frame, he's able to use social compliance to get people to just go with it.
Tell us the place. Tell us the place you thought of. What you said, I want to go there, can't wait to say it. What
Vietnam.
Was it? Vietnam? And you were about to say somewhere different. That was the key. You were about to change your mind. Say the other place you were thinking of. Thailand was the other one you were going to go with.
Come on!
And I was telling her about the response that I'd gotten from that other video where so many people were genuinely upset that the illusion was being broken. If you feel that way, fair enough, I get it. Just don't watch this video.
How did you get that? Of all the countries in the world, did you like hack my phone?
I've hacked your brain.
How does he do this? The same concept as the fake thumb, is just using modern technology.
The PETA inversion board is, in fact, a high-tech display screen. Its surface specially designed by PETA to pixel-level software collaboration. It can perfectly simulate chalk drawings. To allow for seamless switching of content in a matter of seconds.
There's someone in another space who's using a computer to send that word to the clipboard.
Powerful hardware meets the PETA Pro app. It can enable even more incredible effects. Any drawings, secretly write any content on your phone, which will then be sent and displayed on the PETA inversion board.
There's no way that could be done. That technology would be too advanced. It can write. So we all walk around today with supercomputers in our pockets that can do far more advanced things than that. And you find that difficult to believe?
What once seemed impossible is now easily achievable in your hands.
Like when you say 4, is it the number
F-O-R.
4? What?
F-O-R.
F-O-R.
Yeah.
Not even close, right? Not
I
even
can't see the
close?
picture.
I was dead on.
Why does he always use a black clipboard?
Joe, you see it, right? I can't change it. No trick here, no BS.
For the grand finale, he asked me to come up with a question impossible for him to know the answer.
Ask me the question.
Who was my 3rd grade teacher?
Say it. What is it?
Flannery.
Sister Flannery.
Okay, now you're freaking me out.
If you're listening to this and your response is, that's just so far-fetched, who would go out of their way to steal a pin? Stop and think about this rationally. People will steal pin codes for a couple $100s. But when we think rationally about what is at stake here and what's actually being gained, the amount of money and fame that's being acquired, it's perfectly logical that someone would take the exact same action when the gains are astronomically higher. Because it is so outlandish and seemingly unethical. He relies on that as a way to dismiss it. Like, you seriously think I would have someone go out of their way to acquire Joe Rogan's pin code so that I can become famous on his podcast? You yourself have spoken about the importance of how pursuing how things work and getting to the truth of things is how you've discovered this methodology.
If I had that box, could I do that thing? That's the thought that goes in my head. I'm like you. I'm just like you. I want to figure out how the hell it works.
Yeah.
And that's how I became a mentalist. I do a lot of stuff where I explain to people, how do you detect if someone's lying? Now, it's not 100%, but how can you see things when someone's lying? And then how do you deconstruct the lie?
There are some mentalists who are like, look, what I do is not, it is an illusion. This guy insists that this is not an illusion. He can genuinely do these things. So we are putting out an understanding of the world that is false.
It is a little disappointing how easily led you are whenever you
Isn't
get
that
fooled by
scary?
it. That's the thing that I'm like, oh man, I went to the exact fucking dollar bill he knew I was going to go to. How did I do that?
That's part of it, but also the fact that that's how scammers work. So like if I were to switch careers, I could be a scammer tomorrow.
You are essentially painting a false portrait of essentially science. And that would be okay if you were saying, look, I'm a magician. I'm just creating an illusion.
A quote that you said, he said, David Blaine said to me, and he said this publicly, that he believes the magician's job is to leave people believing things that aren't true. And you feel the exact opposite.
Exact opposite, yeah. I don't believe one of the most important things, other than kindness, that we can do in our lives is trying to understand the world around us. Those are tricks. This is tricks, and it's not real. And then there were the spiritualists in Houdini's day that said, we don't care. People get a rush, they get a thrill, they think they're talking to their dead grandmother. Isn't that groovy? Boom, we're going to do this. And those two schools of thought in magic have gone side by side. I like David Blaine, and we get along. He's a nice guy and really skilled. Please don't think I'm thinking anything against David Blaine. But philosophically, we disagree because he thinks if you leave his show and you believe something that David Blaine knows isn't true, he thinks, wow, I've done my job. And if you leave a Penn and Teller show believing something that I know not to be true, I think, wow, I fucked up. Because I think that, and I know this is a naive statement. I know you're supposed to get over this when you're like 16, but I think truth really matters a lot.
He's doing the promotion circuit now to promote the launch of his new book, and I do think it's interesting that he makes it clear, in this book, I can't teach you to do what I do. Well, of course not, because you can't even do what you claim you're doing.
But I have a book coming out myself where for years, everyone asked me, how do you do this, right? And they don't realize that, take that one step further. If I taught you how to guess a word out of a book, or guess a number, or guess the name of a celebrity, that's actually not useful in your day-to-day life.
But I can teach you to think like a mentalist.
But if you could distill what are the skills I use in reading people and find what are the ones that you could apply to your life, at home, at work, in relationships, because there's a quantifiable edge that I can give people.
There were many people that were upset about me exposing the reality of what he did on Joe Rogan. For me, it's really important to pursue absolute truth. I would love to have you on this channel. You can sit right here. You can tell me where I'm wrong. You can prove to me that you can do these things. I'm not going to let you use your black clipboard or your little chalkboard. I know, but I'm going to be honest, I do know how you're doing all of this.
I am the trick.
Yeah.
So I am the show. I could get dropped off with no luggage and do a show for 5,000 people by going to Staples for 10 minutes. That's where I want to be.
I already know he will just ignore this and act like I'm just someone who's has too much real estate being taken up by his brilliance. If you won't come on for free, I will pay you to do so. If you will allow me to challenge you to actually do these tricks, I will give you $10,000 to come sit with me.
A magic trick is like I would do something right now, right? But there's no trick.
So this is my formal invitation to Oz Pearlman. The plan with 60 Minutes fell through. If you're gonna do something right, you've gotta do it yourself. This guy has done a great breakdown where he goes through almost every single trick and gives the explanation if you are interested.
If you get to the end of this video, there is not going to be a single trick that you can see of Oz Pearlman's, on YouTube at least, that you're not going to at least understand logically how the illusion was created.
People genuinely want to be fooled. Be warned, this will break the illusion.